Hello again, this is Tim Lloyd from GMAT.cz. We're part of Gain Access in Prague, capital of the Czech Republic, right in the heart of Europe. Spring is here, the birds are singing. Let's get down to a little bit of coordinate geometry. This is a question from the legend Sandeep Gupta. I'm not putting it in the advanced section. I'm using it to show some data sufficiency techniques on a coordinate geometry question. So just pause the video, read this question if you need to. And let's be honest, it's not super difficult, but there are some subtleties, and the subtleties make this above average. Okay, but I would not put this above 700, but I would certainly put it in the 600s. Now, data sufficiency, let's consider the two types of question, a yes-no question and a value question. As I'm sure you know by now, there is a process to data sufficiency. You can always watch our video explaining that process. Almost every school in the world uses the same or some form of that same process. It's all about decisions. Okay, now let's think about this. How do we get a yes in this question? Well, we get a yes in this question if the two lines intersect. Okay, now these are straight lines, so in fact the theory is we use the y equals mx plus b formula, and the slope m in that formula is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So this is what we consider in terms of sufficiency. Sufficiency will mean that we can always show that it does these this segment indeed does intersect with the line, or never intersects with the line. Okay, and quite simply, the only way that two lines never intersect is if they're parallel. Okay, so that's the theory, and let's go through the process of making our decisions. Now, one thing we drill into all our GMAT students when it comes to data sufficiency is spend time analyzing the question stem itself. Think about the equations or formulas that come from it. Here, of course, the line formula y equals mx plus b, the slope formula y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, where x1, y1 is 1 point on the line, and y1, y2 is another point on the line. It actually is arbitrary which point in this question we consider to be, x1, y1, etc., because if we swap them round, it all comes out in the wash, so to speak. You get the same slope. So don't rush this part, don't skip this part, always analyze the question stem. We can actually create an equation, a very, very important equation, by analyzing the question stem. And this is why this is above average, because they expect the person who wrote this, Mr. Sandeep Gupta, expected you to do this so that you can then more quickly and more accurately analyze the statements that are given. So first of all, let's put the points, the values for the coordinates into the m formula and calculate m. So in this case, I chose x2 to be 2 and y2 to be 2, in other words point R, and x1 to be 1 and y1 to be 3, as in point Q. As you can see, we simply put those into that slope formula to get a slope of -1. I'm now going to put that into the original line equation, and we're now going to find the variable b. Now remember, b is the point at which x equals 0, in other words, where it crosses the y-axis. But at the same time, we have points on this line that we can use, so we can also just put those points in to also calculate b. In this case, we're going to choose the point 1, 3, in other words, x is 1, y is 3. We know the slope is -1, so you put those in, we get b equals 4. And this is not super difficult. However, you do need the knowledge of this these formulae, as it were, and the process. So pause, make notes, and use this process in future. So in fact, the equation of the line is y equals -x plus 4. Now with practice in the exam itself, that would take you 20-30 seconds, but on high level questions you may even spend a minute and a half, even 2 minutes on above 700 level questions analysing the question stem, and it's essential that we do that. Now in this question it's more a case of just knowing straight away that when we move into statement 1, all of a sudden, lo and behold, we're given exactly the equation we calculated from the question stem. So you can see there immediately why you spend the time necessary, and of course with practice it gets much quicker to now make a decision because of what work you've done already, the legwork's being done. So this is the same equation as the line with segment QR, therefore the answer to the question is yes. Okay, we won't go into the more philosophical side of infinity with this, where the points meet, but basically the first statement's sufficient, so the answer choice will be A or D, and if you have a problem understanding that decision, go and watch one of our videos which explains decisions for data sufficiency, but we're assuming you understand the split of AD and BCE. Of course, in your GMAT itself, you will see all these answer choices with every data sufficiency question, but you do not want to waste your time going through them. Learn this split and absolutely trust the system. So we've analysed statement 1 by itself. Remember, that's absolutely essential. We're now going to analyse statement 2 by itself, forgetting all the information we learned from statement 1, which in this case was not very much. We're told that the slope of the line is -1. Now, there is definitely a trap here. If you are a little bit new to GMAT and learning your way through by making mistakes, a mistake here would be to say, well, the two lines have the same slope, and therefore yes, they will indeed intersect as they did when we looked at statement 1. But actually you have to have the approach of trying to find a yes and a no when analysing yes-no questions in data sufficiency, and in fact both are possible here. The reason being, it could be the same line or it could be a line that's parallel. The line that's parallel will have the same slope but never intersect the line with the segment QR. So there we go. This was a fun little question that actually helped us analyse the formulas needed for basic or above average coordinate geometry questions. Nothing too scary. The decision-making process is something that we cover in another video for data sufficiency, but make sure you're okay with the AD or BCE split. And remember, just because two lines have the same slope does not mean that they will or won't intersect. More information is needed. As soon as more information is needed, we cannot reach a conclusion, and hence the second clue is not sufficient. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that. There'll be plenty more coordinate geometry and all types of GMAT questions on other videos explained in detail by myself and my colleagues. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. If you have any questions, click the link on the video. You can also find us on various social media platforms. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Plenty more. It's an absolute pleasure to put these free videos out there. And if you've got comments, questions or feedback, click the link or contact us as explained. Thank you. Goodbye.